Okay, now in this video we want to look at stone bench tops, or specifically granite bench tops. These are slabs of granite. Granite comes out of the ground in huge boulders, anywhere about 3 meters by 2 meters, and it's sliced using huge saws into 20-30 mil thickness. We'll cover that in a bit more. These are slabs of granite and are wholesalers. Now, sometimes the stonemason who does the work will import his own slabs of granite, but usually you'll find that it's a wholesaler that has the slabs, and then the stonemason buys the slabs, does the work. If I do a granite bench top, I always like the client to visit the wholesaler to choose the actual slab, because each slab is like a thumbprint. It's different, and if they choose a slab and initial it, once the top's put on, then there's no, oh, I didn't know it would have this swirl, or and also look, they're unique. You fall in love with a slab of granite, and quite often you work the color scheme of the kitchen back from the stone because it's such a graphic piece of material. We'll cover more in colors later, but if you're using granite in a kitchen, you could use a photograph, like a laminate bench top that's been made from a photograph of granite, but it doesn't have that presence that natural stone has. So if you're using natural stone in a kitchen, you work back your colors from there. You choose the doors to go with it and the flooring to go with it. This shot's showing the granite outside, which is showing you that it lasts really well. So you can keep it outside. You can go to the graveyard and see how long it's been sitting out there. Very, very durable material to use in a kitchen. This is where it's sawed and polished on the outside, and it's generally moved around with cranes, forklifts, but very heavy material, quite dangerous to work with. Stay out of the way if they're bringing it in. Now it's cut 20 mil or 30 mil, or metric here, 3/4 inch or 1 1/4 inch. So the slabs themselves have generally been cut to either 20 mil or 30 mil. The better quality stones will come 30 mil thick. 20 mil can either be used on its own, which it has been lately. It's a bit of a trend, and a design trend or a fashion trend. Quite often it's built up. Some people think 20 mil is too thin for a bench top, so they'll double the edge, and that edge can then be bullnosed or have these different treatments that you see here. There's your 30 mil solid. Yeah, look, for 20 odd years I've been using granite, had very few problems. I've had the odd one crack where people have been walking on the bench tops, say around the sink area, to paint the ceiling or change a light bulb, but that little crack can be filled and repaired. But the edges of the bench tops, for most of those 20 odd years, people were having bull-nosed edges. Now the squarer edge is more fashionable. The squarer the edge, or the keener that edge is, the more likely it is to chip. So even if you have a square edge, try and get a slight pencil round like you can see here, and that's going to alleviate the chance of it slipping. This is a really old look with a granite bench top. It's timeless, going to last forever, but you can get a more semi-modern look into a more modern look. So granite can be used for new style kitchens as well as old style. Now this photograph here is a guy applying a granite sealer. Most of the slabs should already be sealed before anyone even starts work with them, but in some cases that doesn't happen. So if you're selling granite bench tops, I advise you to check with someone that the sealing process has been done. It can always be redone later or done to the kitchen, but it's vital that it is done. Then the granite won't stain or watermark. Just the difference between granite and marble, or one of them, with granite, the sealer is soaking in the way that liquid will soak into chalk. So you apply it once, it soaks into about 1/4 inch of the stone, and unless that stone's getting a lot of direct hot sunlight, it's very unlikely it'll ever dry out, and it'll need to be done again over the length of the life of the granite. But if the granite's 10-12 years old, you want to reapply it. The important thing is, it's not a skin. You don't have to take the old product off. It's soaked in. So when you apply granite sealer, if it hasn't already been done, it's not a skin. Now, when we get the marble bench tops, this is Carrara marble. Beautiful product. Looks stunning on a kitchen, but then so does some of the granites. I don't believe that kitchen looks any better than flicking back to say that or that. But your Carrara marble is a lot more vulnerable. Now I've had people that the basic. I told the geologist once, it was actually a married couple that did the kitchen. They were both geologists, and the husband said that what I was saying wasn't quite right. The wife said it was adequate. What I've been saying to people for 20 odd years is, granite is it's volcanic rock. It comes from volcanoes. It's been mined and cut up, and marble is basically sedimentary rock, so it's layers of powder. It's softer than granite, so it's not as durable from that point of view. But the biggest problem is it's more kind of limestone based, so it's caustic, so it's vulnerable to anything acidic. So vinegar is a nightmare. Beetroot, if you spill beetroot on this top and it hasn't been sealed, you've got a nightmare. You're never ever going to get it back out. So it's more easily chipped, and it's more easily stained. Now, in saying that, there are good marble sealers. They're fundamentally a lot different than the granite sealers. They don't soak in. They form more of a skin. If you want to go to a white bench top, granite is great in darker colors. If you flick back to the slabs, I say to people, your granite, if you want a nice dark color or any of the beiges, golds, creams, then granite's the way to go. If you want a white bench top, you really should be looking at Corian or Star on the man-made acrylic bench tops, or Caesar stone. You're into a whole different world, which we will cover in the next video. I have never ever sold anyone a kitchen with a marble bench top. I don't believe that I would be doing the right thing. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that. I'm saying if you can't talk them into granite, where for the same money they've got a much more durable work surface, at least explore very carefully what the different sealers are for the marble, and make sure your client's aware of the situation. We'll come back in the next video and we'll talk about more bench tops. Bye bye for now.